there's something that I know about myself, it's that I'm a maximizer with ADHD. And what that means is that when I get an idea, I can't just think of that idea. I think of all the steps that it'll take to get there. And I think, well, if I'm going to be doing all of these steps, really I should also be doing all of these other steps. If I'm going to be doing all of those other steps, I probably should think about, how to capture all of that as I develop it. And if I'm really going to capture that process and do all those things, then I have to get these other 12 things lined up to make those many, many, many steps worth doing. And finally, if I do these steps and I do those other steps and line up those 12 things, and maybe, just maybe, I can get to this idea that I have. And then I get task paralysis. And I don't do any of it. And then a new shiny idea, without any of that baggage, pops into my head and I go, ooh, shiny, and I'm gone. I do it with exercise, where I'm like, if I'm gonna be working out, I probably should be running, 2 to 3 miles, 3 to 4 times a week. And if I'm really running 3 miles, I really should be doing cross training and weightlifting. And if I'm doing weightlifting and cross training and I'm running, and I really should be stretching, maybe doing some yoga. And if I'm doing all that, I should be eating a little bit healthier, a little bit cleaner, drink more water. And if I'm not drinking enough water, well, I'm not gonna do any of those things. And I'm aware the risk with this project, this idea. Hi, I'm Pablo. I'm an illustrator and a designer and a dad and a game master, and I want to make a game. If I want to make a game, I should talk about the development of the game, to promote it, build an audience. I'm going to develop the game, I got to do a lot of research. If I got to do a lot of research, I really should be learning and playing different games too. I need to find out, where are people playing all these games? I need to engage in all these different communities to learn about the games. And then, if I'm going to be filming all this, then there's going to be a lot to talk about. And then I really shouldn't just be filming for, shorts and Instagram, because there's a lot to talk about. So I'm going to need to develop a content plan. What am I going to be talking about? Where am I going to be talking about it? And if I'm going to be talking about it for a long time, shouldn't it be shot wide instead of just portrait? Because if it's longer, it's going to have to go on YouTube. And to put it on YouTube, I have to create a content strategy for YouTube, write some scripts. What about graphics? Motion graphics? It's so much. It can be too much. So what I had to do was just dump all of that. Put it all that information, just dump it onto some paper, get rid of it from here so I can kind of get out of my own way. It's not gonna be a plan, it's not gonna be a strategy. I just need something written down, get all these ideas bouncing around in my head out, and then take a step back and figure out, what is that one thing that I can do right now? One step that I can take that's fun, because remember, this is supposed to be fun, not overwhelming and hard. One step that I can take today that'll help me start going on this journey. Because I have a goal, just to make a game, to design and illustrate the whole thing, just develop content for it and stop. I just want to make a game. Right now, what I can do is have fun and do a little bit of market research. I'm gonna start consuming. I can start consuming podcasts about creative pursuits, and I'm gonna find and watch some YouTube videos and just about game design and game development, and I've already found a bunch. I'm tapping into a fountain of wealth that is the Creative Pep Talk by Andy J. Pizza. I found a few great videos and interviews from the Board Game Design Lab. Dave Jeltema also has some great stuff I found on YouTube, and their Tabletop Craft Discord is chock full of people that are doing this. I've also dipped my toes into r/tabletop game design, which is full of people doing the same thing that I am, just making games and supporting each other in this pursuit. And if you have any others, think would be a good source for community or for information, just drop them down in the comments. I'm gonna start playing a bunch of games too. Games that are tangential to the kind of thing that I want to create. I play a lot of games already, but I can play more. There's classic games that I still haven't played that I really should, just to get it in here and learn about what mechanics make popular games fun. Stuff like Ticket to Ride. How have I not played Ticket to Ride yet? Anyways, that's the first thing. That's one thing that I can do today, right now. Market research. It's such an important step, because in doing this, I will develop better taste. I need to have an opinion, and I need to know these things that I think make a game fun and memorable. I need to be a part of this community. I need to engage authentically with other folks in this field, because I really do enjoy this. Rising tides raise all boats, or whatever. I took a break at lunch at work. I dumped all this onto a piece of paper while I listened to an interview with a game designer about getting started in this industry, and it was fun. The next day, again at lunch, right back here, I learned a solo dungeon crawling game that I've been, it's been sitting on my shelf for a couple of years now. And it took me about 20 minutes to flip through the instructions, watch a video, and then I spent 30 minutes playing the game, and it was so fun. I mean, I died, but, I played a new game. And I learned a bunch of stuff about what I liked, what I didn't like, and I wrote down some notes, and it was fun. Done. Progress. Progress is the name of the game. One step, tiny incremental things that you can do that'll get you where you want to go. And tomorrow I'll do something else. And hey, look at that. Today I made this video. Neat. Now I have to edit it for YouTube, probably. Maybe on some cuts for Instagram shorts. I really probably need to do an intro for my YouTube channel too, don't I? I gotta get this space looking a little bit better if I'm gonna be doing more of these. Maybe I put this stuff like on Patreon. Should I make a Patreon? Put the script up there? No. Well, maybe. Shit.
Alright, if you made it this long, thank you so much for hearing me ramble about my ADHD and the beginning of this process and exploration. It's going to be a crazy journey, and I'm just grateful that you're here for it. Remember, follow, subscribe, whatever. You know how the internet works. And if you want to find me, I am in other places on the internet. Next month, we're going to be exploring the backstory of this game, where the idea came from, what inspired it. And if that's something that you're interested in, just hang out. Otherwise, I just appreciate you spending some time with me. Until next time, see you, bye.